St. Brown the Trojan proudly presents a recap of the United Football League. Welcome to a different style of YouTube video on my channel. Today, I'm going to be looking over the United Football League and see if it's worth it to go to a game or not. Don't let this one video on the internet decide whether you go to a UFL game or not. After all, I am just a man with an opinion. Rather, treat this as an opinionated guide that will let you know what to expect when coming to a UFL game. The game in question was a battle between the St. Louis Battlehawks and the Birmingham Stallions, the two best teams in the Spring League. The game itself was tough and exciting, with the Stallions winning in a nail-biter 30-26, so this should let you know what type of game I saw. Now, on to the main question. Is the UFL worth watching, or are you better off waiting until the fall? The rules. I'm gonna cut the details here and let you read the page I got from Wikipedia, while I talk about the rules that I like and don't like. The USFL kickoff rule, love it. It allows for more returns and is safer to an extent. The only thing I don't like about it is that it might give up too many big returns. But the only really good returns I saw in the game belonged to St. Louis, so maybe Birmingham special teams just had an off day, I don't know. Replacing the kickoff with a punt, yeah, I can see why it didn't make it into the rulebook. If it were to be added, then you would just completely destroy the fundamentals of football. The onside conversion I honestly need to see more of because right now I feel like it's gimmicky, but I do like how they limited it some, but we'll see. Pass interference penalties I feel like should always be a spot foul no matter what. Or at the very least change the word less to more, but it does make yards gained more rewarding, so there's that I guess. Variable distance conversion rule I kind of have a bone to pick with. 3-point conversion rule, love it. And I'll go as far as to say it should only be a minor league thing because in the major leagues it would feel gimmicky if that makes sense. But here it's perfect for practice. Eliminating the extra point entirely though, yeah, that's when it starts to get gimmicky. I think the USFL had the right mindset here when they made their rules. Touchbacks should absolutely be on the 25-yard line. I do not like 35-yard line touchbacks. That is just stupid. But I also don't like coffin corner punts going out of bounds at the 25-yard line being ruled as touchbacks as well. Because you're essentially punishing punters for good punting. Using the NFL rule to determine inbounds feet, I'm neutral on, but it is good practice for the NFL, so I like it. And finally, the overtime rule, which I'm also mixed on. I do like that it has no game clock. That's what I feel like overtime should be like. But I also feel like some period of normal football should be played before this weird hockey-type shootout-like format. On its own, it's okay, but I don't think it's the best possible overtime format you could use here. The environment. This game was played at Protective Stadium in Birmingham, Alabama, and was actually the highest attended game outside of the season opener, a few DC games, and St. Louis games. The attendance in question ended up totaling 14,000 people, which on the surface, yikes. But there's a few things holding back the attendance from reaching its full potential. For one, some of the sections of Protective Stadium was closed off. Why, I don't know. With enough promotion around the city, we could easily fill up that stadium. But here's the thing. Outside of around and inside Protective Stadium, there wasn't really much promotion for the Birmingham Stallions. I'm not sure if this is true for every team, but whatever sports signs I could find in Birmingham were all referencing the local college team in the Blazers, so that doesn't really help matters. The league instead seems to be gaining viewers through word of mouth, which I don't believe is suitable long term. So if this league wants to survive, it needs more promotion. As for the fans that were actually there, they were extremely supportive of the Birmingham Stallions. They were participating in cheers, yelling and screaming for the defense, and yelling giddy up every time they got a first down. When it came to playing against the former Alabama quarterback in the name of A.J. McCarron, the Stallions fans were loud and proud, which is nice to see. So here's to hoping that the league can get better promotion and more fans and their path to future success. So what's the deal with St. Louis and DC as far as attendance goes for them? Well, I imagine DC's fan base is pretty much just fed up Washington Commanders fans who are tired of the team being trash and FedEx Field being a complete dump. So they're going to the District of Columbia to get their football fix. As for the Battlehawks, their city had an NFL team at one point in the Rams, but they moved to Los Angeles and left St. Louis in the dust. So the city essentially decided to rally around the Battlehawks for the time being until they get an NFL team back, if they do. The verdict. The UFL is essentially minor league football, where players from this league can be called up to the NFL. So here, everyone's going to be trying their absolute best to make the big leagues. So, is it any good? Honestly, I really enjoyed it. It was a nice, fun experience, and you can watch NFL stars of the future develop here. I think everyone should check out the UFL game at some point. And also enjoy the trash talk online. Thanks for watching, and let's go Stallions. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 verses 1 through 5. Finally, dear brothers and sisters, we ask you to pray for us. Pray that the Lord's message will spread rapidly and be honored wherever it goes, just as when it came to you. Pray, too, that we will be rescued from wicked and evil people. For not everyone is a believer, but the Lord is faithful. He will strengthen you and guard you from the evil one. And we are confident in the Lord that you are doing and will continue to do the things we commanded you. May the Lord lead your hearts into a full understanding and expression of the love of God and the patient endurance that comes from Christ.